Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ee roju who has Lakshmi Manchu brought in front of you? Guru Mithreshiva. He's from Coimbatore originally, but travels around India and around the world to take his message forward about alchemy. Dakshina Foundation has touched numerous lives, and Guruji is committed to touching more than 10 crore people. Now, what does he do? How is he in our lives today? And I'm really curious to find out how to lead a joyous and a happy life through spirituality. So stay tuned. I have a lot of questions. I hope you're ready, Guruji.
Yes, absolutely.
Welcome again. Welcome to Hyderabad. Welcome to Telangana. Welcome to Andhra Pradesh. We love inviting enlightened masters because I believe there is no one way of reaching your soul purpose, and you have to be seeking, and when you're ready and open, Guru show up.
Absolutely.
What do you say about that?
Absolutely. You are 200% right. When a disciple is ready, the master appears. It is never the other way around. And I always wanted to come to, Hyderabad and meet, the Telangana because there is a selfish reason. Because my father and mother, my ancestors, great ancestors, they belong here.
Really?
We're all migrated from here that nobody knows.
Wow.
My mom, my dad, they speak Telugu. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, they're all from here,
So, నేను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడితే మీకు అర్థం అవుతుందా?
అర్థం అవుతుంది, but I cannot speak
Respond.
like that.
Wow, welcome
Definitely.
back home.
Yes, that's the right thing.
Your ancestors always bring you back to your soil,
Yes.
right?
There is always a sense of belonging when I come here, Whenever I travel across the globe, whichever country I go, when I come back to India, there is a sense of belonging.
True.
The same feeling, I had when I landed up here a couple of years back. At that time, I used to tell my people, I don't know, my spirit is there. The day is going to come when I'm going to land up there and these people will not leave me and I'm not going to leave this place.
Wow, Tadastu.
Really
Here you are,
Yes.
you are. Guruji, curiosity, I've been in the spiritual path. Why did you get enlightened and not me, right? How do you feel that when it comes to you? How do you know there has been a message that comes to you? Because I believe the universe talks to you in so many ways, by a little whisper, by a little, a bell before the bomb goes off. There are a lot of things that happen in your life to say this is coming. Bomb necessarily doesn't have to be a bad thing, or vice versa. But whatever it is, the universe is telling you, if only you're open to listen to it, is what they say. What was it in your life that whisper became such a strong voice? How did you know?
Actually, I never knew that I'm going to be in this space when I was doing my 8th, 9th standard, 10th standard at that time. But there was one quality which I was carrying right from day one when I was a little kid. The quality is about storytelling. Whatever it comes to me, whatever little things which I learn in my life, it could be a small thing. It could be how to eat or how to play a game, or if I know a certain subject, say mathematics, if I'm good, whatever thing it comes to me, I always had a habit of sharing it with people. I immediately call someone and I immediately wanted to share that. This one quality was there, and this quality, I would say, went very deep inside, and when I was started sharing with people many things, something come and hit me, saying that slowly it was pulling towards a different world altogether. And I started realizing that something inside which is pulling me. And the first book when one of my friend gave me was the autobiography
of a yogi.
Yes. Paramahamsa Yogananda. That hit me, and on that day something went inside me And because of this quality which I had of sharing with people, I started sharing that. And the more I started sharing that, the more spiritually started entering into me. The more deeper and deeper I started going. After that, a lot of gurus, started coming into me. I need to, started encountering a lot of gurus and masters, and their, whole Pandora box opened up.
So you're saying you were able to connect to that dimension of all these energy sources that we connect to as
Absolutely.
God and goddesses, and you were able to connect specifically to Matangi and Krishna and a lot more gurus that you talk about.
Absolutely.
So can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Actually, it is not about the goddess and God which I gotten into it at that early age, but I happened to meet spiritual masters, many masters, not one master. In 1986-87, at that age, I happened to meet Vedatri Maharishi from down south in near Pollachi, and lot of other masters, many masters around across South India who has been traveling. Any spiritual person or any spiritual book or any spiritual discourse which come across, I can't miss it. It comes and hits me. It is not one particular master or one particular source.
How old were you when you started really noticing that, yes, this is different, I'm not like the other kids?
17.
You were 17.
When I was 17, I happened to meet one beautiful uncle. I would say he is no more now. His name is Mohan Bharti from Trichy. He was running a textile shop. He was a direct disciple of Osho. Okay, the day on which I met him on his shop, I was just sharing something with him, and immediately he said, "You kid, you have to come to my another shop, which I have, a book shop. You need to come there." And I went there. I entered there, and I saw full of Osho. And the first, at that time there were audio cassettes were there.
Yes.
In the olden days, there's no CDs and nothing.
Yes.
The first cassette which he gave me was judging. Osho has spoken about judging. I went and listened to that. My goodness, I was swept completely. And after that, things started rolling inside me. I used to start reading all the books and everything like this, from one guru to another guru, one guru to another guru. I found that some energy is pulling me everywhere, here and there. And after a few years, I started realizing that there is something which is pulling me here and there. It's not me which is doing. Whenever I lose myself, something else is taking over. Something else. And that is very beautiful. The feeling is so beautiful. It is like you falling into something else and something else is taking over.
When you feel that and when you felt that, when did you know, okay, now when we have some goodness that comes our way, we want to keep it to ourselves. And little bit we'll share, but our goodness shouldn't go away.
Absolutely.
And when I say people like you, people who are in the path of realization, and we are householders, when do you decide ki, yes, it's time for me to share what I have and the knowledge that I have? I find it very interesting that you had this calling and you knew you were not like the other kids at a young age of 17, when usually boys around that time are running around girls and trying to find a girlfriend. And but then I see you're a family man too. You didn't give up on all of that. So how do you handle, now that's a real question that a lot of people will have. Being a family man, how are you able to do this?
Absolutely true. Even at that age, when I was deeply involved in this spirituality, it doesn't mean that I was not doing what the normal kids used to do. I had my first crush when I was 9th standard.
Oh, good. Thank you. We need to hear this. Because we think all Gurujis have no, you know what I mean. They don't look at it. They have no hunger. They have no feelings for anything material and bodily. So, so then I'm thinking, God, I like my pizzas and my food too much. I'm never going to get through this path. I have too many cravings or whatever. But here you are saying you can have both.
Absolutely. I had my first crush when I was in 9th standard. I was running behind this girl and this girl was behind me. There was a huge issue.
Oh,
You know, whatever a normal kid would do, I used to do everything else. But parallelly, this was also going by the side of it, you know. Both were, you know, was happening. It's not that I'm completely spiritual, absolutely not. And one thing, the surprising factor is, I am a deep lover of food, you know, very deep lover of food. I go very, you know, I love food. And I was the only odd man out in my school because I was studying in a Roman Catholic school and there were 55 students in my class and I was the only vegetarian guy in the whole class, you know. The 54, you know, my friends, they all non-vegetarian.
wow.
I don't eat egg, I don't eat non-vegetarian, I don't take chocolates, I don't eat ice cream, I don't eat sweets. I don't like whatever the normal kids used to do, you know.
You just didn't have the palate.
No, I didn't have. I don't have any craving. It is not that I don't like all these things, but I didn't have the craving at all. So I was an odd man out with regard to this particular, you know, when it comes to food, but I love vegetarian food. My father was a very big restaurant, you know, owner, and I hail from the restaurant family. So he was running chain of restaurants, and we used to have a lot of sweets and everything, but I never used to touch any of these things. But apart from that, I'm a very normal person. I mean, it's not like I'm an abnormal person.
I don't know, you have the beard and you have the vibe of it, and you say you're normal. How to take Guruji?
This is very normal, Lakshmi. I'm saying it's not out of the blue. See, materialistic world and the spiritual world, people think they are two different genres. According to me, life is only one. This body is material and your spirit is spirit. Without the spirit, the body doesn't exist. Without the energy, the body doesn't work. They both has to go together. This body is just a vehicle. That's all. Now you have to go through the vehicle. The vehicle has got some instincts within inside. Now the moment you are inside the body, you need to feed your body. You will have hunger. Of course, you will have attraction. If you are a male, you will have an attraction towards a woman. It's quite normal. If you don't have an attraction, a male, you know, then something wrong with you. If you are a girl, then normally you will get attracted to a man. It's all body instinct. You can't deny that. It is nature. That's how the procreation happens. The whole world has evolved because of, you know, the union between the male and female energy. How can you say it is abnormal? So quite normal. The only thing is, you need to be aware of what is happening inside you. The awareness is the key. Other than that, everyone is, you know, bound to be like this. It is all the awareness which matters. From a normal kid and the experience which I was going through, it is just that I'm aware of what is happening, and all other kids, they are not aware of it. That is the only difference. Other than that, I am very much normal with everyone. With all
So
my friends
awareness
and
of whatever it is that is coming up, and for you to understand if, okay, it's here, this craving is here, do I indulge or not? Well, what you're saying is most people don't even, correct me if I'm wrong, most people don't even know that awareness. They feel like doing something, they'll just do it.
Exactly.
They don't look at it from an outside saying, is this a craving? Is this? Is this?
Yes.
Where is this guiding me? Yes. And you're saying that is there innately for you to see that and feel that through everything that you're doing in your life.
Exactly. See.
I understand that. Okay, that is because I'm a meditator, and sometimes I have to dumb myself down to, because I have to talk to people who have never meditated in their life, you know, because I want to convert them. Meditators are already meditators. They know the joy, they know the beauty, they know the nectar of meditating and being in that stillness.
Absolutely.
It's the other ones that think, why it seems. What do you mean why? Why waste time is what I feel. But you know, sometimes I've also wondered, being born a human itself, such a blessing. Tadrushtam. You're not an ant, you're not this, you're not a hill, you're a human life. When it is such an adrushtam to already be this, then why we should get confusing saying, then they say you have to do temple going, spirituality, inner awareness. What is this? Why do we have to again go seeking in this human life if we being born only is just enough?
See, life is, you are asking a question, why this life, and why I'm supposed to do all these things, okay?
Why can't I just eat, be merry, eat the sweet I want, be with who I want, just make babies and die?
Okay.
Why should there be a journey within? Why should there be that awareness?
Okay.
What does it instill in us? Because I don't know if I'm coming back or not.
Okay.
What is it that I am
Supposed to do?
You put the seed now. Buddha talks about life and life. I'm like, hello, Buddha ji. And so many lives also I don't want. This only is teaching me a lot. So how to keep that smoothness? How to create that awareness? Why should we?
Okay. There are two questions which you have asked. Why I am supposed to do this, one thing, and what is awareness and how to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Let me, in a layman language, let me put it in a very simple manner. We have all come here, landed up here, not by accident, number one.
Yeah.
Something inside us has brought us here, number one, point number one. And we have come with a certain potential. That which we are calling it as divine or God or whatever superpower or which is controlling us, somebody has put me inside this body, and this body has got a certain potential which needs to be fulfilled. Otherwise we are not born. The point here is, it is hidden inside us, the real potential and the real purpose of why I got into this body, why I have born as a male here, why I have born as a girl, why did I landed up in this particular family, why did I land up in this particular part of the globe, why I have born in this Hyderabad, or why another person has born in other place.
Why me? Why does all this happen only to me?
Exactly.
Everybody you talk to, why me? I'm like, why me also? But this why me comes up a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
And you're saying it's not an accident. Everything is a plan.
Yes, everything happens in this world. There is no such thing as luck. There is no such thing as accident in this world. I'm telling you, everything is going in a very precision manner. Because if you look at the nature, forget about your life, forget about the human beings. If you look at the nature, you look at the Earth planet, it is rotating, and the sun rises in the morning. It takes about 24 hours in a day. And this earth is rotating around, revolving around the sun. It is taking approximately 364 and a quarter days. The 9 planets are happening. Amavasya, Paurnami is happening without fail. If you look at the nature, the whole existence, everything is going on a meticulous way. Nothing is missing. If that is true, then how can my life, can be an accident? How can my life happens, whatever the incidents happens in my life is happening by chance, without any precedence. There has to be a precedence, and there has to be a future which is going to happen. So this is, if you look little deeply with little common sense, you can clearly see. A child which is in London, a 4-year-old child suddenly plays the music. Nobody has taught anything to him. There is another child, a child prodigy. He started singing at the age of 6. Who has taught the music to him? At the age of 6, Adi Shankara is just walking out of the family and realizes, how come this is possible? Without a precedence, this is simply not possible. Now, why Lakshmi is sitting like this, why another girl doesn't have the privilege to sit here and talk like this? Why this privilege? Why there is a inequality in the whole world? By birth itself, there is a difference. Forget about your growth and your hard work and your talent and your, all these things. But the very inception itself, there is a huge inequality. That means there is some precedence is there. With simple common sense, you can clearly see that. And the purpose of life, in a nutshell, is your desire. If I can put the whole life into a science, the complete A to Z life is, there is a consciousness which is there in the existence. It's a pure consciousness, like an ocean. Okay. Now the moment you have a desire, the self appears. Moving away from the consciousness, an individual being comes to the planet. It is like a wave coming out of an ocean. Now this wave is an individual. The ocean is the consciousness, in a nutshell, if I put. Now this wave is an individual which happens out of desire. The moment that wave comes, the desire comes to live. Whatever may be the desire, it could be any desire. Now this desire creates the mind. Because without the mind, the desire cannot be fulfilled. Mind is the biggest tool which the divine has given to us, the software which manifests the desire. Then the mind comes. The moment the mind comes, thought process happens. Moment the thought process comes, imagination happens. The moment imagination happens, it converts into a feeling, and the feeling converts into vibration, and the vibration gets converted into a manifestation. And what you see, the whole world, is just the manifestation. It is the external manifestation of what started as a consciousness. So this is the spiritual journey that we are here, sitting here. You manifested as a girl, as a woman, and I got manifested as a man here. The journey started from the consciousness. Now, having gone through this journey, the purpose of life is going back home and reach the consciousness again. Now, this is the game of life. If you ask me why, Guruji, all these things, I don't have an answer. We have already landed here, and we have to go through this process. So that is the journey which we are going through, and this is the purpose of life. Now you have come with a certain karmic structure. When I say karmic structure, it is your desire. It is your desire which you are born and manifested and sitting in front of me. Now this is the only purpose of life, to fulfill why I landed up here. The ocean was there, the wave came in, the ego happened, the desire happened, mind came, thought process, it converted into thought process, imagination, feeling, and vibration, manifestation. So this is the cycle of life, and the moment you are aware of the whole cycle, then you walk this path of awareness and fulfill it. The moment you fulfill all these things, you transcend everything. Remember the word transcendence. I'm not saying fulfilling your desire. The moment the desire is fulfilled with full awareness, you transcend everything and you go beyond that and you reach back home.
Beautiful. I love it. Sometimes I feel when you were just saying what you were saying, Guruji, I feel like I lived that moment to moment. In the little pockets, again, desire filled, making a movie for me, and every step of the way that you talk about it goes into the mind, then creativity, visualization, vibration, bringing people together, manifestation. I mean, all of that, all the words that you used happens for me when I'm delivering this story to you. Because as I earlier said, I feel we're better than doctors because we are actors. We don't need to touch you to heal you. I love doctors and I go to many of them. I'm not saying they're not important, but I'm just saying as artists, we have that capability of impinging and touching, moving, inspiring people through this medium. I know there are going to be very many inspired and curious and because, as you said, we live in such an unconscious world, and then when you're so unconscious, you don't realize it is that unconsciousness that is stopping you. Yes. If something is not good in your life, that's not how life is supposed to be. Yesterday when we were talking about feelings, I did not finish it by saying we all have desires and feelings. If we get that ice cream, we'll feel good. That sari we have, we'll feel good. That necklace I've been waiting for, so nice I feel. That feeling happens until I buy it and put it in my cupboard. That's it, feeling gone. Now the desire is onto something else. I've only realized, especially after my daughter was born, I've been more consistent with my yoga, or I don't want to say inner work and make it sound very fancy, but being more consistent with this path. And I tell you, no matter what comes, no matter what goes, there is peaks but never dips, because I'm joyful. And when you're able to see that within, and when I'm able to teach that to my daughter, when she says, who do you love the most? I say myself. And it was very difficult for her in the beginning to accept that and understand that. And even to her, I said, when I ask you that, it should be you. Only if you love yourself so much and you take care of yourself, you can take care of mama and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So I feel like when I see this little life, that how I can impinge her, and there's no amount of me telling her, do this, do that, she's going to change. Just by seeing what Amma is doing. So I've become better at yoga, better at meditation, just because I want to be that influence. Because there is no removing the West, Guruji. Absolutely. Because I'm a big advocate of us investing in our children and taking that time. Because right now, I have friends, kids, Guruji, who don't know human language. By that, what I mean, they speak like cartoons on the tabs, because mommy and daddy are working.
Very pathetic.
They're my friends' kids. It's not something I read somewhere. I was shocked. What does this mean? They're much younger than me, family, friends, kids. She said, how Akka, we're working from home. He's in one room, I'm in one room. To keep her busy all day long, another one phone, one pad in front of her. And no matter how much of they telling him, don't do that, at the end of the day is going to help. Because she sees you there. I'm like, take that 15 minutes and all of you put your gadgets away. And really instilling that is only what is going to change our kids, because these 2 years have ruined their mental capabilities. So yeah, the other day also I was telling, I'm sending Nirvana to a meditation class. What you did means we danced, we drew, I'm like, just getting kids together in the name of. And she walks back home, she comes back home and says, Amma, you have to help me meditate. I said, how? She's like, because now I'm 7.5, I only need to meditate for 7.5. So she said, can we do that this evening? I don't know if we'll sit for 2 minutes, but at least she's willing to. Because I specifically say this because we are somehow, we've come this far and we are struggling and grappling with how do we go back to awareness, how do we become more conscious. But we also have to realize, I feel, not just with us, but with our kids too. So whatever it is that you're doing, don't tell them it's not your time, it is not for you. The sooner they get it, the quicker they are in realizing their human potential.
Absolutely.
Good.
Now, when you said to your kid, first you need to love yourself, there I wanted to share something. I always tell people, you need to be selfish.
To be selfless?
You need to be selfish.
To be selfless.
Yes.
Ah.
No, I always say you need to be 100% selfish. Okay, you be 100% selfish, because people, they are not total in themselves. Whatever you do, if you're 100%, 100% selfish person will become a selfless person. If you 100%, if I'm loving myself, now I cannot deny this body. I cannot do any wrong to this body. I cannot do any wrong to this mind. Now I cannot treat this body badly. So if I'm 100% start loving this body, how can I feed this with the wrong food? I cannot feed this with the wrong food. I cannot breathe the wrong air. I cannot spoil the atmosphere. I cannot spoil the whole existence, because I love myself. I want to have the best of the food. If I want to have the best of the food, I will start loving all the plants. I will start loving all Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is giving me the food. The moment I love myself, I will start loving all the plants and all the fruits and vegetables. If I start loving all the fruits and vegetables, I have to love Mother Earth. If I have to love Mother Earth and all the beings underneath, only then I will get the best of the food. Only then I love myself. Only then I can take care of myself. Now, I have to love the sun. I have to love the moon. I have to love the whole existence, because only then Mother Earth will be fine. Now, if I am 100% loving myself, I have to love the whole existence. The moment it starts there and it ends there. If I cannot love myself 100%, how can I love my wife? How can I love my child? How can I love the world? Because the world and me are not two different things. The whole existence is connected to me. When I was a small kid, I was just 1 feet. I ate all these food and today I am 5 feet. This Mother Earth has become like that. And tomorrow when I die, this Mother Earth is going to eat me up. How can I separate myself from the whole world? If you are saying that if you are loving yourself 100%, you are loving the whole world. You cannot separate yourself from the world. If you are loving myself, then you have to love your child. You have to love everyone in the world. But the problem here is, we never love anything totally.
True. I was just going to say, I wish to Guruji to love myself fully. I hope she gets it before I do. It was a very, 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 very difficult thing to accept myself for who I am and take full responsibility, because how dare that I need to be responsible for everything that happens in my life. It's so much easier to blame it on God, my parents, my teachers, the entire universe. But when you have to go into that journey of loving yourself, starting with how you look and what you do, and especially in our field, we are continuously judged.
Absolutely.
Every moment.
Every moment.
I'm like, I don't need you, I'm enough.
I know.
That itself for us is so difficult. And then you're constantly bombarded with how much you can be more or how much you are less. It's never enough. And at some point you have to find that truth for yourself, that you're enough, and what you're doing in your journey is your own, and that doesn't impinge on you. And you have to find that for yourself. Otherwise you get lost. You're like, oh, you don't like blue, you don't like red. You cannot make everybody happy in this way. And even that little bit of loving yourself was so hard, because I've had my mind of my own, and I was so wronged for it all the time, saying, how dare you think like this? How dare you say things like this on television? Because I think everybody should live the way they should want to. That's complete freedom. How dare I ask my child to do something a certain way? I'll guide her in, if you touch fire, it burns. But if she goes and wants to get it burnt, if it gets burnt one time, next time she's not going to. There were many times I'll tell her, you'll fall from there, you might hurt your leg. If she still falls, I don't go and pick her up. I'm like, I warned you, but now get up and wipe yourself off. So in the beginning, my parents and all were like, the child fell and you didn't go. I said, she didn't get hurt. Now she'll get up and come to me. Those little things, I don't know where it came from, Guruji, but I was very conscious in raising her. I went to all the experts possible. And raising this child has been the rising for me also as a human being, and that's been difficult. And I've been a big I've worked very, very hard for it. We were talking about how does, lack of a better word, a layman, somebody எனக்கு எங்கேயோ ஒரு seed இருக்குன்னு சொன்னாங்க, because I was like very young when I was curious about all of this. Some people are not. Something has to happen in their life for them to even seek to understand why did this happen to me? Why was there a death? Why was there a fire? Why did I lose my partner? Unless there is a severe loss, they don't try to go within.
Exactly.
I don't want any of people watching to have any losses, but just joyous journey within. Like I know pain teaches you, pain builds character and all of that, yes. But I just want people to be born and go into realization, and just have this journey where I feel like, wow, why all this custom, Guruji? And then, and feel that pain and helplessness, and then come seeking for this. So for people watching, is there something that they can taste the sweetness of awareness in a simple way?
Okay, first let me answer the first question. Why this pain? Why this suffering? Why this is coming to me? In a very simple layman term, people have missed the cosmic law, which I was talking the other day. Yes. There is a law, simple law, which is governing the whole existence. Just like as we have the society law, the traffic laws, the political laws, the business laws, and everything, there is a law which is governing the whole cosmos. This was the first teaching in the ancient Indian culture. Our gurus used to teach this cosmic law. That's why all the kings and the chakravartis who lived, hundreds and hundreds of years, the moment their kids have grown to a certain age, they send it to the Gurukula.
Sure.
They don't keep the child, because the child, if they are in the palace, they will be pampered and they'll be completely ignorant of this cosmic law. So the main purpose of a king, because this prince is going to rule the world tomorrow, now this guy should know the cosmic law first, only then he can be a big benediction to the whole world. So now this wisdom is gone now. Now today the educational system, whatever we have, it is mainly to, the educational system has been designed in such a way to make you work like a clerk, or it doesn't give you any leadership qualities, it doesn't teach you the spirituality, it doesn't teach life.
I think that's what I say. We are taught to be a brick.
Exactly.
One brick after another. They want you to just stack you one on top of the other.
Absolutely.
And be this perfect shape to fill into this perfect box and into this perfect hole. And I'm like, no, each of us are so different in the way we are. How can you do that? And that's what I don't understand, Guruji. I understand what you're talking about, education system, because we've been, everybody knows for hundreds of years it's been the Persians and, the invasions and the Catholics, especially the religion came. Absolutely. And really, so I understand that. And what I don't understand is the entire world came to us to learn about this.
Absolutely.
Why are we denying it ourselves? I fell in love with yoga in LA. There are more beauty parlors on this exact street and not one yoga studio.
Exactly.
How heartbreaking is that? Not one Ayurveda center. Not one of anything that teaches about our ancient mythology, history of who we from this land are.
Yes.
Everything else is there. There's one cosmetology, there's one pub that you get great burgers. Really, whereas everything else is from elsewhere. We're not owning what is ours. So I just don't get it. That's why when I came to India, I became very hungry. I want to go there. I want to do this. I told you, I've been to Kailash 3 times. It's just that curiosity of, oh my God, the Egyptians came here, the Mongolians came here. All these evolved human race have come to India, from Israel, from Iran. We don't have the Nalanda University to show all this. But so much of beauty has happened and we are denying ourselves what is ours. We being born in India only is some crazy karmic connection.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always say we are all the most fortunate, beings in the planet that we are born in this country, because we hold the most precious wisdom in the entire cosmos. Nowhere else in the world you can find. As you rightly said, we don't have a yoga studio here. Now you go to US. No, people are teaching power yoga for $700.
Yeah.
And for Aum chanting, there is a studio which the whole world goes there.
Yeah.
It has been there for more than 2000 years here. But
Yeah.
people have not recognized that.
True.
We don't have a studio there. That is a pathetic thing, but now this is what we need right now. Yeah. This is what we are planning to bring in. Now the so-called wisdom, what we are talking, which is coming from the ages, is what I am telling is the cosmic law. Now the moment you said, why I have to go through all these problems, why not I live a fairy tale life, why I am not living this life, why this suffering is coming to me? There's only one particular reason: we have all missed this cosmic law. Now this whole wisdom, what we are calling it as ancient wisdom, which all the rishis, the sadhus and all the enlightened masters have left it behind, is just this cosmic law. Just like a society, if at all has to be leading a peaceful life, we need to have law and order in the society. That's why the government is there. That's why the law is there. That's why the rules are there in the city. Rules means freedom. It's tremendous freedom. Now, just like the society law, just like the business laws, just like the traffic laws, just like the political law, Now the first and the foremost law a person has to learn is the cosmic law.
What is the cosmic law? In simple layman's words.
Now, the cosmic law is, it is like, let me put it in a very simple way. It is just like I am a standalone computer system which is connected to the external, which is connected to the cosmic server. Now, this system is connected to the server. What you see as a body here, and this is the hardware, and this mind is just the software, and the prana is the electricity, and the operating system which is inside, it is connected to the server, which I call it the cosmos, or you can call it as a divine, or you can call it God or godliness or whatever. Now, whatever this OS is going to do, now this server, it is going to get impacted in the server. Your life is not running as individual. It is just one cosmic energy which is there. It is like there is only one ocean in this planet. You call it Bay of Bengal here. In America it is called as Pacific Ocean, but I call it as just one ocean. Yeah. If you're going to create a ripple here, the ripple is going to go everywhere across the planet. Simply, if you're going to create one thought process here, it is going to hit the server, and whatever the energy which you have done, you have created a vibration, it's going to hit the server, and it is going to come back and hit back you 10 times or 100 times depending on the intensity. Nobody can escape from it. Now, this is the one fundamental cosmic law which I shared it with you.
I think you caught the entire world with that, Guruji. How the way you broke it down to everybody understands a computer these days. That's beautifully said. That's what I always say, you know, in the chinna vayasliye unakku edukku idella. I said it is not, ipo na Kailash poiruken, neenga vara mudiyuma, ayyo mutti vali, annalda. I don't need to get my system to my hardware to start breaking down for me to connect to, you know. So whenever I have the energy, I want to experience life. As you said, one life. Whatever I do, I'm not coming back as Lakshmi Manchu. I know that for sure. It'll be something other than this. So what this is here for, that's why I say don't waste it. My cousins and all, the kids have been born. Now what else? What else when they say, I get sick to my stomach. I'm like, you can do all these things, you know. But you're an actor, Akka, you need to do it. No, because I'm an actor, I don't need to do any of this. Everything comes to me easily, you know. But I really want to shake people up and be like, hello, wake up. There is so much to experience in this life, rather than saying that car, that job, that husband, that wife, that thing, that is not going to happen. This only is going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, what you're going to do this, you know, after you know, if you're learning at the age of 60, what are you going to do? You have to learn this gadget first. Now you have learned all the gadgets which you're using. You have the best of the mobile phones you have, you drive the best of the cars, you have the best of the, you know, gadgets all over the world, the software, the computers and everything. But you need to understand this computer. You need to understand this OS first at the age of 14. What's the point in learning this at the age of 60 when you have lost everything because you have crashed the entire system?
Yeah.
So the moment you understand this, you fall into a certain point, which I call it as a universal center, which is there inside you. The moment you connect there, you get everything. You get money, you get wealth, you get happiness, you are loved by the whole world. You are, you become most powerful person, you rule the world. You don't have to run behind anything. And in a way, Lakshmi, personally I'm saying all the artists, the movie people, the media people, the directors, the actors, you know, the artists, painters, all these people are real blessed beings because as you rightly said little earlier that we get into all kinds of controversies. Why? Because you touch thousands and millions of hearts in the world, and a person is touching millions and millions of hearts in the world has got a special connectivity in the server. Without that connectivity, it cannot happen. Yeah. And you got to pay a price for it. And the moment you understand the spirituality and the moment you become self-awareness, not self-conscious. No, these are two different things.
Yeah.
Self-conscious, you suffer.
Yes.
When you become aware of yourself, you don't bother about anything. You are only aware of yourself and you walk very strongly on the path of that. No matter what negativity happens around you, nobody can shake you when you have self-awareness. But people, when they carry they are too much of self-consciousness, they suffer a lot because they always, bogged down by the criticisms around. You don't have to bother because you are always connected to the server and you are always a blessed being if a person is self-conscious, self-aware. Self-aware. That's the most important thing. And I feel all the people, the heroes, the superheroes, they're all blessed beings. They're all connected to the female energy, which I say Matangi, one of the biggest divinity which has given me all the wisdom. I am just an instrument. It just flows inside me, and that energy is flowing inside such people, who are so-called celebrities or whatever you call it. And that's why I always call, people, you're all blessed beings.
Yeah.
Because the more you go on the higher in the ladder, the more challenges are going to come to you, because the divine prepares you and makes you stronger and stronger and stronger. The more strong you become, the more potential you become. It's not about the problem hitting you, it is about how well prepared to face your problem.
True. Yes.
It prepares you.
Yeah.
That's the crux of it.
I think the thing that I learned in life is this one thing is not the only thing that's going to come at you. Life is a series of events that are going to happen. Some are good, some are bad, some you can handle. But no matter what happens, how ready are you in this body to receive it or be able to handle it? Nothing should impinge you that badly it off balances you out of your center, So finding that center and being connected to that, I also feel doesn't bring that much negativity also, because you're creating this aura and energy around you for that not to hit you. Absolutely. If you are religiously and continuously in this path. I mean, when I'm meditating, it's like miracles happening everywhere. Suddenly I'll fall off the wagon, shooting that, this and all that. Not that something happens terrible, but those miracles stop happening. Like every day is a miracle when I'm meditating, So those subtle things I do notice.
Even during your work, even during when you're shooting or when you're acting, miracles will happen, provided you are connected with the cosmos and you follow the rules of the cosmos. It doesn't matter that meditation means you have got to sit like this and close your eyes. It starts as a practice, as you rightly said, sitting in one place, closing your eyes. But after some time, it becomes a way of life. Now, even while acting, it is meditation only. Even while talking right now, I am connected to the center. It's a meditation. Even while driving your car, you're meditating. Even while eating, you're meditating, because the external act, what you do, and the internal connectivity are two different things. In order to tell you the awareness thing, it is very simple. Let me put it this way. Say, for example, your mind has got 4 components, okay? In a layman language, I am putting what awareness is, because everybody want to know what is awareness. These 4 components is, one is the conscious mind, another one is subconscious mind, unconscious mind, and collective unconscious mind. Now, if I start talking about all these things, it's a big subject by itself. Let me put it like this way: conscious mind, subconscious, and unconscious. Okay, now, the moment whatever I'm doing right now, see, I'm moving my hands, now you are listening to me, and when we are driving or when we are eating, whatever I'm doing here externally, now you're doing it with your conscious mind, number one. But 90% of the time we are repeating, our daily routine. We are doing the same routine every day. Getting up in the morning, wake up, you go to the washroom, you brush your teeth, take bath, then you go sit and have your breakfast, then you drive your car. Now what happens is, when you start doing things again and again on a repeated way, this conscious mind records that and stores it in the subconscious mind, and you run it as like an autopilot. Now what happens in your mind is, one autopilot is running your life and the other conscious mind is doing something else. Now there is a disconnect between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Now this is where you lose your awareness. This is what I am calling it as, you lost your awareness, because your mind is split into two. For example, let me give you a very simple example so that everybody can understand. Remember first time when you learned your car driving?
Yes.
The first time when you sat on a car and you want to learn that. No, you might have sat on the car and your teacher would have said, now madam, you can start the engine now. Okay, I've started the engine. Now what should I do? You need to put the gear, madam. Okay, I'm putting the gear. Oh, you have not pressed the clutch. Oh my God, I have to press the clutch and then put the gear. Okay, I have to press the, yes madam, press the clutch like this and then you put the gear. Okay, now first gear is put. Now madam, you got to, press the accelerator so that the car moves. Okay, I have pressed the, no, the car is not moving. No madam, you have to slightly release the clutch, at the same time you got to press it. Now I do this simultaneously. No madam, you have got to hold the steering now. Okay, I have to hold the steering. Then the car moves and suddenly you take it out, switches off. No madam, you shouldn't take like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Then you again start the car, again you press the clutch and again you put the gear. Hey, hold the steering. Now you're holding the steering. Madam, you have to look there. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, the car is moving. Now change the gear, madam. Okay, I have to press. It was hell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every moment you got to be like this. Now, 5 years, 10 years you have been driving the car. Now you go sit in the car. You just pick up your mobile and you keep
Do
talking.
makeup, drive the car, feed my child.
Feed your child here. Your leg goes here, your steering goes here, you see your friend there, you listen to a song. Now what happens is, the entire car driving programming has gone into the subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is driving the car. You don't have to keep your attention. Now your conscious mind is doing something and your subconscious mind is doing something. Now this is not awareness. This is exactly what I'm trying to give you, the definition of awareness. If your conscious mind and if your subconscious mind and if your body, everything falls into a straight line, and if you're totally aware of moment to moment what you're doing, that's meditation. That's called awareness. Now right now I'm talking. Now while I'm talking, I am fully aware that both the hands are moving. I am aware of what's my breath right now. I am aware of where you're looking. I am aware of how you're nodding your head right now. I am aware of the entire being right in front of me sitting. And I'm aware of the audience who are watching right now. Now this conscious awareness and the subconscious, if they fall into a line, now this is tremendous awareness. Now when you move into this, your life starts moving vertically. It doesn't move horizontally. Now this is what we are calling it as being in this moment. And this is what we call it as meditation. This is how you fall into this moment. And if you can do this moment to moment, from the time when you wake up until you go to sleep, you move to a different dimension of life. Something opens up. Something very tremendous can happen to you. That's exactly what I'm calling it as awareness.
Is mindfulness, I know we are up for time, but couple of things. Is mindfulness and awareness the same thing?
Yes.
And then I know you have a program coming up now in this July 2nd and 3rd. It's a 2-day program.
Yes.
What is it that you teach in that program, Guruji?
I don't teach anything. It's a big, people ask me, what do you teach, Guruji? What do you teach? I said, I don't teach anything.
Is it like a meditation? Is it technique? Is it, what do we get out of it? Let me say that. What do we leave
You
out
don't
of
get
this?
anything out of it.
Oh, we just come and hang with you for 2 days.
It's a game of alchemy. To be more precise, it's not a process of learning. I would say it's a process of unlearning. I'm going to unlearn everything from you. from the people who are going to come there, because there's nothing to be taught. There's nothing to be taken. You have everything, Lakshmi. You have everything. All the people in the world, they are loaded with the operating system. It is a divine operating system which has been completely, covered. It is completely locked. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give some tools to them and make them, experience something which is going to remove all the negativity, whatever they carry all through this world. We are going to remove all the garbage which is surrounding the divine, which is already there inside. So that's why I always call it, this is not a teaching. It is not a process of learning, it is a process of unlearning, because we have learned too much of garbage. The so-called knowledge went inside and completely suppressed the divinity which is sitting inside.
True.
So it is just like going back home. You have gone far away from home. Now it is like coming back home and go to the very core of your own being and make you rest there, so that everything unfolds, and whatever you are born with, the wonderful, being inside you are, that's going to come out of it. In a nutshell, I'm going to introduce you to yourself, because you are the most important person in the planet.
And most disconnected also from our own being.
Absolutely.
And it's so important. When we talk about things like this, people are like, but how? So here is how. This July 2nd and 3rd. All the information about this program is going to be in the description below. If we are not curious about our lives and our beings, nobody else is going to be. And as we heard today, we already have come with everything that we need. Somebody need to press that enter button or turn on that CPU that as we need to, and here, get turned on and unlock your real potential and live your best life. I truly wish and pray that all beings are happy, and that whatever you want to achieve, that it comes to you so easily, so you can really start spending more time with yourself and within you.
Absolutely, absolutely. There are three things which will happen if a person is truly rooted in himself. The VVIP of the whole world is yourself. Now, you are the most important person in the whole planet. Everybody wants to meet everyone in the world, but they do not want to meet themselves.
Yeah.
This is an invitation to meet yourself. Now I am going to introduce yourself to you. That's what is going to happen in the class. And the moment that happens, alchemy happens.
Yes.
And when alchemy happens, you'll be out of all your problems. Name it, it is physical or psychological, whatever may be the problems, you'll be completely out of that. And you will be rooted with the fundamental. You will be rooted in the fundamental. And you will be, trust me, you will be the happiest person on the planet. For that, you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is get introduced to yourself.
Yeah.
And above all, you will get connected to the, the so-called source. And as you rightly said, you will get all the wealth, all the health, and all the joy and bliss. It's already there inside you. And it's going to get unfolded. That's what is going to happen.
Oh, that's beautiful. On that note, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to introduce you to our world here. எனக்கு நான் தமிழில் பேசுவேன், எங்கள் தெலுங்கு ஆடியன்ஸ்க்கு புரியாது. அப்புறம் నేను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడితే మీరు నాతో తెలుగులో మాట్లాడలేరు. So that's why I chose English, so more people can understand what we were trying to say.
உங்கள் தமிழ் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. நான் தமிழ் ரொம்ப நல்லா பேசுவேன், ஆனால் இவங்களுக்கு புரியாது.
அதான் சொல்கிறேன், நான் பேசினா நம்ம தெலுங்கு ஆடியன்ஸுக்கு புரியாது அப்படின்னு. But thank you so much, Guruji, because it takes a lot when you say being selfish, no? And I know Buddha said this too. It was not sitting under the Bodhi tree for 7 years and then he got enlightened. He got enlightened and then sat under the Bodhi tree saying, should I keep this for myself or share it? Because with sharing, as you said, comes a lot of stones that get thrown at you. But I've kept my life that open, and I'm like, come, if there is any joy that's my way, I'm going to share. Absolutely. Any sadness, I'm going to share, because If my joy can give you joy, if my sadness can remove some of yours, I'm sorted in this life, you know. So having said that, may all beings be happy. May you find your true happiness in the most easy way, and may you be awakened to your potential. And with that, I call it a day. And again, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity today.
Thank you so
Shambho.
much, Lakshmi, for allowing to share the ultimate wisdom in a very simple manner. And this is what gives me a pleasure and happy to be here and share this wisdom to the entire world, so that everybody enjoys their life to the fullest potential. And you have given me the opportunity to do that. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Oh,
God bless
and
you,
just
and
the
love you so
medium
much.
that can connect. Thank you, Guruji.
God
Thank you.
bless you all.